And dear students of 11th Medical, as we have been discussing the anatomy of flowering plants, and previously we have taken up the tissues, and the two main types of the tissues are the meristematic tissue and the permanent tissue. Previously we discussed the meristematic tissue, and today we will take up the permanent tissues. The permanent tissues are those tissues, the cells of which have lost the capacity to divide. Or here is written, the cells of the permanent tissues do not further divide normally. Under normal circumstances, they do not divide. The permanent tissue is of two types: simple tissue and complex tissue. Now, the simple tissue, all cells are similar in structure and function, and such tissue is called as the simple permanent tissue. Permanent tissues having many different types of the cells are called complex tissues. So, permanent tissues are categorized as simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Now, we will take up the simple permanent tissue. That is the tissues with just one type of cells. These are categorized into the parenchyma, collenchyma, and cyclorenchyma. Now, the parenchyma, it forms major component within organs of the plants. The cells are isodiametric, almost isodiametric, and may be spherical, oval, round, polygonal, or elongated in shape. These are the parenchyma cells. Here it is. The cells are mostly isodiametric in size and with intercellular space. Their walls are thin and made of cellulose, and they may either be closely packed or have small intercellular spaces. Parenchyma performs functions such as photosynthesis and storage, and also secretion. This is the parenchyma tissue. Now, the collenchyma, it occurs below epidermis in the dicotyledonous plants. It is found in patches or as homogeneous layer. It consists of cells which are much thickened at the corners due to the deposition of cellulose, hemicellulose, or pectin. You may visualize here. These are the collenchyma cells with the thickenings of the corners with large vacuoles. And now, the cells of collenchyma are oval, spherical, or polygonal and contain chloroplasts, no intercellular spaces, and these perform the function to provide mechanical support to the growing parts of the plant, like the young stem and the petiole. And this is the collenchyma for you. How does the cells in the collenchyma tissue look like? And now the third one, that is the cyclorenchyma. It consists of long, narrow cells with thick and lignified cell walls, having a few or numerous pits. They are usually dead and without protoblasts. On the basis of variation in form, structure, origin, and development, sclerenchyma may be either in the form of fibers or as sclerids. The fibers are thick-walled, elongated and pointed cells like this. Here in the pig you may see the thick-walled cells are having pointed ends. These are the fibers with the lignin deposition and no protoplast. These are having the narrow cavities or the lumen, and the cells are found in the fruit walls of nuts, pulp of fruits like guava, pear and sapota, and seed coats of legumes and leaves of tea. And these have the function to provide mechanical support to the organs. Here you may see a sclerid, and this on the left side of your screen is the fiber, and together this is the sclerenchymatous tissue. Thanks.